bare ground study here, we represent Enlist 1 plus Liberty. This is a very good mix for our temperature control broadleaf weeds like water hemp and mare's tail. The difference in this bare ground study when compared to straight Liberty is how Enlist 1 is really helping do the heavy lifting on killing the water hemp. It is providing a complete kill and drying the plant down to where there is no regrowth. One thing to consider when running Enlist 1 plus Liberty is our grass populations. We can always tank mix glyphosate or clethodim for a complete broad spectrum kill.
Here we have a square of Enlist E3 soybeans surrounded by Liberty beans. Both got an application of their respected herbicides, the Liberty beans getting Liberty and the Enlist E3 beans getting Enlist 1 and glyphosate. Both were applied on label, with the Enlist E3 soybeans being applied with that Enlist 1 and glyphosate mixture at a 4 to 7 mile per hour wind. As you can see here, there is no damage row to row with these Enlist E3 soybeans and the Liberty soybeans. Here we have a very similar demonstration of some dicamba beans being planted with Liberty beans surrounding it. With a dicamba application at the same wind speed of 4 to 7 miles per hour, we can see how damaged these Liberty beans are. They have extensive cupping and some node stacking as well. Overall, the dicamba application is just a very stark difference than the Enlist application. It really moves across the field, and that's just not something that we see with our Enlist system.
When spraying our E3 soybeans, we must always remember that 2,4-D choline is the only 2,4-D chemical that is approved for our mixes. The reason for this is safety. When compared to 2,4-D choline to a traditional 2,4-D ester, we see 96% less volatility out of the 2,4-D choline. When compared to 2,4-D amine, we see 87.5% less volatility with the 2,4-D choline. When comparing the 2,4-D acid to the dicamba acid, overall we see there is 236 times less chance of volatility with the 2,4-D acid. This is why we promote the safety of the Enlist weed control system.
When applying the Enlist technologies, there are a few things to remember. We have compatible, susceptible, and sensitive crops. Some of our compatible crops are soybeans without Enlist traits, corn, wheat, and alfalfa. With these crops, we can spray towards them as long as the wind speed is within the on-label recommendation. With susceptible crops such as cotton without the Enlist trait, fruiting vegetables, and tomatoes, do not spray when the wind is going towards those fields. With sensitive crops such as wooded areas, pastures, and roadside ditches, if the wind is going towards those areas, we need to make sure that there is a 30-foot buffer. If the wind is going away from those areas, you're good to spray.
Throughout this video, we wanted to highlight the superior weed control with the Enlist weed control system.
This system was made with safety and flexibility in mind for the farmer.
Thanks for joining us.